ever had this experience? You are checking out your Facebook feed and suddenly you see an ad asking you to click on something or buy something. Or you're watching a YouTube video and suddenly you see a pre-roll ad, an ad that pops up before you could click on it and watch your favorite video. What am I talking about? I'm talking about digital marketing. With COVID-19, more and more money is flowing online. More purchases are being made online. And guess what? More advertisers and more businesses, they're spending more ad dollars online. Do you know there's a way you can actually make money by helping businesses to advertise online? What are we talking about? We're talking about digital marketing. In this video, my digital marketing advisor, Jeremy Haynes, he's gonna walk you through step by step exactly how do you get started with digital marketing. Also, by the way, he's gonna show you how to make a stick. Enjoy.
I'm going to talk you through step by step how you can get started with social media marketing. To be clear, there's a bunch of things you could do inside of the social media space when you're just getting started. By the way, smoked sea salt, way better than regular sea salt. Some of the things I got started with back in the day that helped me a ton, just really simple services to execute on, was just selling social media management. Like we would just create content, we would post it on people's pages. By the way, another pro tip side note, smoked paprika. Anyway, back to the point I'm trying to make. If I was just getting started at like the very beginning, I would need to know what is social media marketing. Because I mean, you could go into like Facebook, and Facebook owns Instagram, they own WhatsApp, they own Messenger. And what I would want to understand is like, am I advertising there? Am I advertising on Google AdWords? You know, Google AdWords has the search engine, which definitely isn't a social media platform. It's got YouTube. Does that count? YouTube? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Am I posting content like I was when I first got started? Or am I advertising? That's what I want to get clarity on, because they're two completely different games. So let's say I'm advertising. The very first thing I'd want to do is just get the skill of being an advertiser. There's a few like subset skills that are a part of that. Number one is copywriting. Pretty much everything that you sell on the internet is going to be copywriting based. It's going to be something that you need to type in order to sell somebody or to get somebody to take a specific action. Other things that relate to advertising are obviously the know-how of the platform, like what to do inside and like what all the buttons are and like how, you know, the dashboards work and like how to read data. The cool part is about all these different ad channels like Facebook, they got this thing called the Facebook Blueprint. It's actually a free course from Facebook directly. Google has one if you wanted to learn how to advertise on YouTube. It's called the Google Skill Shop. They don't really teach strategies. Like they don't teach how to do a set of actions. You know, they teach you like an individual action, and then you got to be smart enough to kind of like piece it all together yourself. It's kind of the downside. And obviously there's tons of people out there, myself included, where we actually teach everything that we know on how to do different things on these different social platforms. Now that's an investment you're gonna make. Could be anywhere from like a couple $100 to a couple $1,000, depending on how much it's probably gonna make you. Some of the other things I would do if I was just getting started, dude, I'd get plugged into communities. Places where other advertisers or places where other regular people are trying to make money through social media. Man, I would get tapped into those. So once again, if I'm trying to advertise, I'm getting connected to communities. I'm taking all the free courses out there that are available from the channels themselves. On top of that, I'm probably gonna spend a little bit of money to actually get into a course. You know, back when I got started, unfortunately, like there wasn't a lot of the courses that are available today. It was pretty much just me trying on my own, taking a little bit of experience I accumulated in jobs and like trying to figure out how to go about starting a marketing agency. But anyway, let's use the other side of the equation. So let's say you're trying to get started just with social media marketing and you want to use it for organic means. There's a bunch of ways you could do that. You could, as an example, do what I'm doing here. Create YouTube videos, post consistently on your channel. YouTube's very long-term play, I've noticed, not very short-term. By the way, Applewood smoke chunks, I find these way more effective than the like the little smoke pieces, you know what I'm saying? Little pieces of wood. These are my puppies. Little Pepito and Oreo. They're not allowed outside, so yeah, so anyway, long story short, like let's say I'm trying to post stuff organically, and I'm like, that's my game. I don't think that there's a lot of organic ways to grow an Instagram or a Facebook page nowadays. I think Facebook and Instagram are very pay to play. LinkedIn and TikTok are the two that I think that you can still grow organically on, which is very important to consider. Like LinkedIn as an example, you're creating, like they call it pulse content, where you're actually writing out like long form content. There's also a lot of kids nowadays, and some adults to be clear, not just to say it's only kids, but TikTok. Dude, an insane amount of people are getting a lot of organic growth on TikTok. I think that's really cool. There's tons of different ways that you can go about marketing yourself on that platform, but a lot of it, once again, is just creating content around a specific category that you later want to attract customers in. Every piece of content should be strategic. It shouldn't just be like a random piece of content, It should be something good. By the way, charcoal setup, no gas, not how we roll, smoking meats. Okay, smoking meats. YouTube, definitely you can still organically grow. Just takes a lot longer than some of the other channels. Like TikTok, you can go viral overnight. Instagram Reels, I think that's another platform like within Instagram that does have some potential to get you some organic reach, but I don't necessarily think that it's gonna happen like overnight. I mean, TikTok, it could be your first post and you can get, I remember my first post I made on TikTok.
Oh my God. I bet he just shit himself. Oh my God. Oh.
That video got 216,000 views on TikTok. That was my first ever post that I made, you know? That kind of blew my mind when that happened. But anyway, point is, YouTube, long-term. LinkedIn, kind of long-term. TikTok could go viral overnight. Instagram Reels could be solid. Hopefully they just unleash the reach floodgates a little bit more than they have currently. But those would be the ways that I'd focus on organic social media marketing. To be clear, it's the same kind of thing as what I mentioned with paid. You know, you want to get to the point where you get connected to a community of other people who are doing the same thing and all have a central goal to grow without spending money if you want to grow organically. If you really want to be valuable, you'll do both and you'll find a way to get connected and to educate yourself on both paths, both paid social media marketing and organic social media marketing. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you what you need, and I hope that you take action because this is a very incredible space. It does give you a lot of freedom, gives you a lot of choices. It doesn't keep you bound inside of big cities. You really work wherever you got an internet connection, which is cool. I've got to meet some of the greatest people I never thought I'd meet just by doing this kind of stuff. And on top of that, it's one of the most advancing careers that you can have. LinkedIn is the company, not just some random person on LinkedIn, but like the actual organization themselves. They just announced that digital marketing was the most in-demand career skill in 2020. And I don't know if you're watching this video in the future, but dude, it's definitely gonna be more in demand in the future as well. It's not just like peaking in 2020, you know? If you wanna learn more cool stuff, it's a few different things you could do. We just launched this thing, it's called the Digital Agency Launchpad. It's like a mini course. It just gives you some content, gives you some awareness on what you can do to start your own digital marketing agency. And remember, awareness leads to being able to take advantage of opportunities. When you're unaware of things, you can't do anything about it. Once you have awareness on how to do stuff, that's when you can take advantage. That's when opportunities become present. Until then, you're just in the dark. In addition to that, Dan Locke and I, we do this thing called the Freedom Challenge. The Freedom Challenge is pretty cool. It's like under $100 to get in, and we go live for 5 days. There's one coming up here in the next couple weeks. Some of those classes went for like 4 hours. Most of them average about 2 hours. We answer people's questions for the VIPs that join in. And on top of that, we just give a ton of data on how to start a marketing agency, which is one of the most, that's why we needed the Freedom Challenge. It gives you the most freedom out of any other kind of vehicle you could start on the internet in terms of a business. And it's easy to do alongside of a job. Like, doesn't really require you to like quit a job and dedicate a ton of time to it. Obviously, the more time you have, the better, but it's easy to transition out of jobs. I have 3,100 students, a lot of them very successful that have gone through that process, gone through those trainings. I really encourage you to join into it as well. The Freedom Challenge and the Digital Agency Launchpad, whichever one might be right for you, or maybe both. Look forward to helping you more. I'll see you in the next videos. I'm gonna go cook this steak and lobster.